Hello again from the West Texas town of El Paso. Today is Sunday, November 24th. We're just a few days away from Thanksgiving. So it's now been 4 weeks since my last video. I'm kind of stretching it out. I'm still making progress, but it's more gradual now. So I'm allowing a little more time between videos. My last video was just before Halloween. And so I have moved along a little bit, but there have been a little bit of a setback and a little bit of reality checks since Halloween. One thing, this may seem like, I'll take every little victory I can get. I can now hold my left thumb straight up. Until just a week ago, I could barely get it to, 45-degree angle, but now I can get my two thumbs both straight up. So a little bit of progress. And as you can see, I'm still, when I try to move around, and I'm still a little bit wobbly. I can walk quite comfortably. I can walk and stand without a crutch. I don't use a walker anymore. But that's one of the things, one of my reality checks since the last video. On Halloween night, we were having quite a few trick-or-treaters, and I was having, I'm a big kid, so I was having some fun with it. So I decided to walk out to the street. I wanted to just look up and down and see how many kids there were out and what other houses in the neighborhood were doing. So I walked all the way out to, did not have the walker, didn't have a crutch. I did just fine, walked out to the street. And then I was walking back into the house. The way this house is situated, the sidewalk goes right next to the brick wall, next to the house. And just as I got to that point, without even thinking about it, we're also accustomed to what we can do without thinking about it. And I just started to look around again. And I just looked up in a split second, I lost my balance. The old expression about I did not fall. I made that point that I was next to the house. I immediately put my hand against the house and was able to steady myself. If I'd not been next to the house, I would have gone down. I just completely lost my balance in that split second. The old expression about being able to walk and chew gum at the same time is very accurate. That takes mental acuity. You have to have the ability. It's a learned ability. The therapists call it spatial awareness. That when you're walking, to be able to look up and around. And so that's some of the exercises they have me doing. I'm going to show you some videos here in a minute. We try to make it fun. I get Colleen's grandsons involved to have exercises where as I'm walking, I look side to side, but not just turning my head. I actually have to look at something and focus on it. So the boys walk next to me and they'd hold up fingers. So I'd have to say, you're holding up 4 fingers, 2, 1, whatever, back and forth as I'm walking. We also had they hold up flashcards. The boys had flashcards from school with little math problems on them. So they'll hold up flashcards side by side, and I have to turn side by side and figure out the math problem. So and then one really good one, I'd like to see if you can do this. You put one foot directly in front of the other. Now I can't do this yet with one foot directly in front of the other. I can do it with my feet side by side. So I'm just going to show you. You put an arm out to your side with the thumb up. I'm doing it with my left arm to show off that I can do it with my left arm. Look at your thumb and then follow it all the way around and then back. Do that with your feet, one foot right in front of the other. Until 2 weeks ago, I could not even stand like this at all. So just being able to do that, but to do that while you're looking at it, I cannot. I have not read that. It's learned. You learn how to balance. I didn't, I just assumed that was part of something your brain already knew. But imagine, for me, imagine trying to walk down a flight of stairs or to ride your bicycle while you're looking straight up. That's how it feels to me to walk looking side to side. So it's a learned ability, and I'm having to relearn it. So that was a reality check, because I was thinking I'm almost there. I could walk. I should be able to drive. Well, that was the other reality check. I've been back to a neurologist, and he examined me and would not clear me to drive yet. He said that they have a scale that they use in stroke recovery that's similar to the pain scale most people are familiar with. How's your pain on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being hardly any pain, 10 being unbearable pain. And they do a similar scale of stroke recovery. 10 is the worst. 10 means you are completely incapable of taking care of yourself, and 0 would be fully recovered. and he gave me a 3. So a 3 still, I'm still not, I could drive the car, but he's concerned that I would not have good spatial awareness while driving, which of course you need while you're driving. So that was the reality check. The setback, I went the entire month of October without a single spasm. I've told you about these spasms, the worst thing I've ever been through in my life. Terrible pain. And just some days I would just have to sit in a recliner, and they would happen like every 5 or 10 minutes. And just all day long, I was just in this awful pain, uncontrollable. And then they stopped. I went the entire month of October without a single spasm. Last week, they started up again. Not nearly so bad and not nearly so often, but every now and then in the middle of the night, I'll be sound asleep and my leg will just jerk up under me and hurt, and wake me up, and then I'll good for the rest of the night. So I might have 1, 2, sometimes 4 or 5 in a night. But then last night I didn't have any, so maybe they're gone again. My good friend Bill in Nashville told me the story about somebody he knows who was 47 years old, just a couple of months ago, dropped dead from a stroke. Had the stroke and fell over and died immediately from a stroke. So, I could have it a lot worse. I also, I think I'm going to get everything back. Look at this. I had no pain in my hand when I do this. When I first wake up, I still have that stiffness, and I have a little spasticity, and my hand makes a claw for about 20 seconds, and I just have to lie there in bed and wait for it to finish. And then but this used to hurt just to be able to close my hand. I didn't know there was so much pain associated with strokes. So that's pretty much the update. I don't know if there's anything else to cover. I am still recovering. It's I'm not making big jumps every week of something new, but I'm building confidence where I can walk. Look at this. I'm doing my whole video standing up without a crutch, without the walker, and I'll go and walk back in the house. I don't use a crutch at all when I'm walking around the house, and I do a pretty extensive workout 3 times a week, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I do a rigorous workout for a person who's recovering from a stroke. Try to get the strength built back up. So now we're going to show you some videos and let you see, have some fun with some of the things that I try to do at home to keep working on my spatial awareness. You'll get a kick out of these. So that's the update. 2 thumbs up. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.